From the city of angels, it is Sunday night. It is time to get into the Sunday evening spectacular as we've got a very busy show. I'll lay it out for you in a second. I want to talk about tonight's track. It's Spencer Brown, Will I Ever Find Love from Manjuna Beats. That is above and beyond the label, one of my favorite electronic acts, period, and their label Fire. This was like 5 years old, and I found it on the iPod the other day, and I'm like, this is good. This is good. And by the way, I want to mention this. Whenever we play this stuff, I'm instantly demonetized. I don't care. The point of this stream is to expose you to cool stuff, discuss things that are happening, not just in film, a little bit of music here, but also the world, and maybe even check in on Planet X here tonight on Sunday night. So if you want to come in with a super chat, I'm totally down with that because, again, once I play this stuff, when I play a trailer, it's over. But I don't care. I want to make a cool show. I do not care about whether it's monetized or not. That's not why we started this channel over 2 years ago here from Los Angeles. Welcome into the big show as I turn down the music and we get ready to go with what will be a very, very busy show. I think I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about here tonight. We're going to talk about Lionsgate with back-to-back epic bombs in Borderlands and now The Crow. We'll discuss that coming up. Also, we're going to talk about Physique critique. We'll talk about how to get in great shape, because when you look at, there's an article that I found about Skarsgård and how he got into shape for The Crow, and whether the film bombed or not, dude got ripped. So I think that's interesting. We'll discuss that. I also have 2 MMT evaluations we're getting to in moments. The first is Blink Twice. The second is Don't Worry, Darling. That's what it reminded me of. Strange Darling. I knew there was a Darling in there somewhere. We're going to get to that film as well. It's been a very good run of films for me lately. I was shocked at how much I liked Blink Twice. We discuss it in moments, but first we start with Film Twitter ripping me off. Is anyone surprised? Everybody watches MMT, steals the shit, and packages it as their own. Look at our boy Jake here. By the way, if this is, can I just real quickly do this? If this is your picture on social media, you need to change your picture. When you're looking at the camera in your selfie, learn how to stare off into the actual camera, dude. Do something. But that's not why we're hammering Jake. We're going to hammer him because Jake clearly has listened to me for the past 2+ years, legitimately everything, everywhere, all at once. Everything, everywhere. One at Oscars should have gone to Tar. I'm sorry. Hey, Jake, I'm sorry you stole my shit I've been saying for 2+ years. How many times in the past several weeks, going back years, have I said Tar deserves all the Oscars, at the very minimum, that the Daniel should walk over a best director, a best screenplay to Todd Field? How many times? But yet here it is. Film Twitter ripping off MMT, ripping off Weber, as always. Also another one. This was one of my favorite I saw this week too. Kudos to Gone Girl for sending me this one. Here's the question, everybody. Which terrible movie somehow got nominated for Best Picture? Well, let's find out what this person said. Poor Things. Oh, wow. Look, everybody. It's suddenly cool. This is the problem, right? For both Jake and whoever this no-name letterboxed account on Film Twitter is, let me tell you the difference between this guy and you. You don't have the balls to say this shit when it's time to say it. You come in 2 years later, a year later, and say, well, I think the Poor Things wasn't very good. You don't have the fucking guts to say it when it matters. No, because then it's not safe. What if I get shaded by someone? What if someone says I don't know what I'm talking about? How about you have the balls to have a statement, a belief, an opinion about something and not worry? Can I just quickly because at this point, this stream is, as you guys know, the Riddler stream from the Batman, so we can do whatever we want. This is why so many people say, why do you keep bringing up COVID? Because at the time the COVID shit was going down, I was telling you, go back and look at my Twitter, I was telling you guys, I think this is a little excessive. What's going on here is out of control, and you all are sitting here letting it happen. And the point is, with both tweets we start here tonight and what I'm talking about in regards to COVID, in regards to monkeypox, in regards to everything going forward, that if you sit back and do not speak up because you do not have the fortitude to do so, you need to sit your ass down and reflect on how pathetic you've become as a human being, and you've got to figure out a way to get more courage in life. You do not worry about what other people have to say about you. You do not run your life thinking, well, maybe this person might get offended by something I say, or maybe someone will say I'm out of line. Too bad. You don't operate your life based on approval of others. It's just, you don't do it. Why would you do that? I have never done that. Certainly not lately. I don't care. Film Twitter, roll up. I had the person, remember last week and also this morning, oh, Weber's aggressive. Guess what, honey? Don't watch. I don't care. I am not living my life and how I operate based on your opinion of whether I'm aggressive or not. Here's the door. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out. I don't care. That's not why I do this stream. I don't give a shit how many views we get. That's not why we ever started this stream. So, Film Twitter, learn how to get a pair of fucking balls, okay? Now, I'm all chilled out. It is time for the MMT evaluation of a film I did not expect to like as much as I did. When I saw this trailer months ago, I said to myself, I'm not sold. I don't like this film. It looks kind of goofy. It looks like Glass Onion, and I don't want to watch another Glass Onion. Okay, I think those films are overrated. You look at both of those films in Glass Onion and whatever the hell the first one was called, Knives Out. Oh, my God. Both of them horrendously overlong and also not that funny, not that interesting, convoluted ending upon ending upon ending. This film buries both of those films. Buries, okay? It is Blink Twice. It's Zoe Kravitz, directorial debut, and this thing is straight fire. Here comes a taste of the trailer. This trailer, the second trailer I'm going to show you, this is the one that Amazon MGM should have led with, not the first. This is the film you're going to see.
Slater King, let's get to the question that everybody is dying for you to answer. Where have you been?
I guess I just needed to disappear for a little while. So I sort of bought an island.
An island?
Mhm. It's a great place to bring friends. Nice to meet you, Frida. We're going to my island for a few days. Do you guys want to come?
Did we just jet off to a billionaire's island with a bunch of strangers? Oh, he's not a stranger. He's Slater King.
I can't tell you how healing it's been just to disconnect.
Phones, please. Wait, for real?
It's just better without the phones. I hope it's okay. This is my favorite one.
I think I'll survive.
We grow our own food. I wear the same thing every day.
I'm going to pause there because at this point, like I said, I already get hammered for the copyright stuff by showing this. I don't care. We're creating a cool stream, so it doesn't matter to me. So again, if you want to come with a super chat, because this is not going to get monetized, again, didn't do it for that. But I just mentioned that because that's what we're doing. Go watch Film Threat if you want to watch a show that's all about monetization. I'm going to hammer Film Threat in a second, so get ready. It's coming. We're going to watch the review, and I'm going to laugh my ass off. It is so boring. God, they put on the most snooze-tastic show I've ever seen in my life. But they have 100,000 plus subscribers. They have way more views. I don't care, because ultimately we destroy them. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When you watch this trailer, this is the feel of this film. It's got a darker vibe to it. This film is not that first trailer. This film is this one. So they messed that up. And that's why when I went into this thing, I wasn't that excited, because I'm like, this isn't the film I want to watch. It's kind of goofy. It looks doesn't look sinister. I want to watch something like a Don't Worry, Darling. That's exactly what this film is, right? It's got some Glass Onion, but it's more Don't Worry, Darling, and it's dark, man. There's a trigger warning at the beginning of this film because some stuff happens in this film that is, for some people, going to be very difficult to deal with, okay? But I want to be challenged by my films. I do not want to walk into a film and be bored and be like, I already know where this is going. I did not know where this film was headed. Here comes the reasons why this film rocks. First of all, you see it in the trailer. This thing has a pristine look and a feel to it. I don't know what lens she used for this thing. I don't even know who the cinematographer was, but I can tell you this, without knowing any of that, when you watch this, you are in awe of these images that she captured, and that is always going to bring me into a film, right? The look, the feel, the packaging, the calibration, and the tech specs. This is all here. This is a film that doesn't really... You don't expect that. You expect, and Glass Onion looks okay. Knives Out, okay. Doesn't look this good. This film is better across every single level. And one of the things you see here, in addition to just the overall presentation, the look of the film, the edits in this film, oh, they are so good. And one of the big ones that I literally just, like, my eyes rolled back and I grabbed my chest. I was like, this is good. She introduces the title sequence where it says blink twice, like, I don't know, 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, whenever it is. And all of a sudden, it's literally like 5 frames. It says blink twice, bang, out. And I go, oh, that's good. This is stylistic. This is what I want to watch. And for a first-time director, Zoe Kravitz nails things that really a lot of directors still can't get a handle on. And what's it get back to? What we talk about all the time in any endeavor in your life. You bring talent to the table. You either have it or you don't. I can teach you things. We can work on things. But ultimately, do you have it innately in you to bring forth? And Zoe Kravitz does, just by watching this film. I think the screenplay here also never once had me bored. Now, I'm going to give you some negatives in a second, but I'm going to tell you this, that as this film progresses, you really start to see the dark film that Zoe Kravitz has made. And some are going to say, oh, it's a Me Too scathing, another one of these things. Okay, fine. But that doesn't make it bad. The film has a lot to say about the dynamic of powerful men with less powerful women. Okay. And all of it's accurate, by the way. Okay. Anybody who doesn't want to acknowledge that is not being honest with themselves. So you have to understand that when you watch this film, you are watching something that will be, for some, too intense. A lot like my stream. Weber, you're too aggressive. Disappear then. I won't miss you. And I'm sure that same person would come in. This film is troubling. I wish they would have given me a trigger warning. Oh, well, they did for you, because you bitch all the time. Here's what I'd tell you about what needs to happen with this film to make it stronger. The first 2 acts drag. They're a little long. And there's a lot of scenes of them partying once they get to the island that's owned by Channing Tatum, okay? These 2 girls who are working at a function, they're essentially servers. They get on a plane, go to the island with Channing Tatum, all his friends, and then this whole thing unfolds, right? So when you look at this film, there's a lot of scenes of them in debauchery. I think you need to compress some of that, maybe remove one of those. You've established that, and then then when we extend that third act, when we extend that conclusion just a little, we're now going to create a little more space in the back to explain, as this film really does need that. You have to understand this is a mystery, and once you get further and further inside this thing, it's going to be harder and harder, I think, for some to figure out exactly what this film is doing. And as such, I think that you need to extend that back in to allow the viewer to fully comprehend the magnitude of the situation. And I think these are little things that this is not a big deal. This is just something that comes in about 142. I think the runtime can still be roughly the same. You're just going to take some space out of the front and extend the end just a little bit. Maybe even bring it in at 135. But I give her credit. Listen, when you're talking about a film that comes in at 142, okay, versus 152 versus 202. This is another thing that Zoe Kravitz has nailed. She nails the timing. This film does not feel overlong. So many of these films that I sit through these days have been way too long. And in this case, if it's too long, it's by a minute or two. It's not by 20 minutes. So again, all of this adds up to a 92% for me. It's very Don't Worry, Darling. And I like that film a lot. As you guys know, I think this film is as strong, if not stronger, than Don't Worry, Darling. And I know, a lot of people say, no. Don't Worry, Darling is a strong film. And so is this. So we're now going to watch. You guys ready? We're going to do Strange Darling coming up. We're going to talk about Lionsgate. We're going to talk about Skarsgård's abs, all that coming up. But we are just going to watch for a moment the most boring live show on YouTube, which is the Film Threat live stream. You guys ready for this? I'm astonished at how strong Blink Twice is. Right next to Challenge in terms of best editing. Thank you, Johnny. You get it. Johnny gets it. Gone Girl, give Johnny a gold star. Johnny gets it. And Johnny, I know you don't like Strange Darling as much, so get ready, because I'm going to give you some things that you're going to say, this is very good. These are good points about the film and how to make it stronger. Get ready. We're going to watch the Film Threat review of Blink Twice. This is not me. This is not my bad. When we have to sit through 4+ minutes of them discussing the film and the screenplay, the exposition, get ready. Let's listen.
Let me tell you about Blink Twice. Blink Twice is about tech billionaire Slater King, and he meets a cocktail waitress at this party. Her name is Frida. Her and her struggling girlfriend Jess they're waitresses at this big event with all these rich billionaires. And on a whim, Slater King, played by Channing Tatum, is so taken with Frida, so taken with her beauty, that he decides, hey, why don't you come along on this journey?
We're 38 seconds in. There's a lot more of this. Can I just ask you a question? Just based on what we just did live, by the way, they're doing it live too. Which is better? Me playing 45 seconds of the trailer and getting into why it works, or 4 minutes of discussing the entire screenplay so that if you actually wanted to see it, now you know everything that happens. Why am I watching? Thank you, Channel Kai. It's really good. It's really good. I agree, the trigger warning, but listen, we're dealing with people in this world that are always whining about shit. What did I tell you about film Twitter? There's, oh my God, bunch of whiny bitches. Just shut up. Like this gal's like, you're too aggressive. Go away. What do you do with your life? Do you whine about shit? Go create your own shit. I don't have time for you to whine. But the problem is, in our society, we capitulate to them and we go, well, maybe that was too aggressive. Well, too bad. Don't watch. Chris Gore complains about shills as much as show the anti. He's 100%. Take a effing shower. 100. Hold on. Let's get to where he actually starts talking about Me Too, this and that. I don't know how long I can watch this, guys.
I mean, it's kind of shocking. Some of the violence.
I'm still waiting.
Whatever. Trigger warnings. We're doing land acknowledgments and trigger warnings now for movies.
I agree with him here. That's the only thing I agree with.
Really had me. The first half of this, I got up and walked out. I hated this film.
He's totally wrong. Go listen. Can I just? I'm not going to show you anymore because it's putting me to bed. I'm going to tell you something. And Sully, I know I like this film more than you, but to say this film is terrible and I walked out, I'm just letting you know that Gore has become one of the worst critics out there. It's not even a contest. He's by far one of the worst. It's not even like it's Gore, and then Mendelsohn's not good either. But Mendelsohn, at least, I believes what he's saying. Gore's saying what he's saying for his channel. I've never done that. It's never going to happen. I don't have any interest in that. So just know you guys know that. I mean, give me a break. Where do I tell people leave? I don't need you to watch. Gore be like, no, stay. I want to keep talking about anti-woke shit. The 45 minutes of partying scenes were redundant. Exactly. You got it, Sully. We could have developed the characters to make the climax more impactful on top of the obvious breadcrumbs, took out some of the shock value. Yes. So you're in the same space. I know you only gave it a 5. I'm way higher. Because remember, anytime you get a film that is fire from a technical standpoint, from a look, from a feel, from an editing standpoint, cinematography, you're talking about I'm in. Even if I don't adore the screenplay, but I do like the screenplay. I think these oneers in this film are wow, right? You're talking about, you guys know, the one take, long scene. There's a parting scene where they go from one to the other, and it's really good. And there's another one when they reveal what the guys are doing to the girls without giving it away. When the guys are doing, it's really good, okay? Whoever is advising Zoe, I know she has her own artistic instincts, but whoever was working with her, who's the cinematographer? Let me find this real quick, because he or she is really good. Okay. I'm not going to be surprised. Remember, I don't know this. When I go to look, I did not look. Okay. I'm not that good of an actor. If you've ever watched NCIS and you've seen my performance on that show, you know that I'm not a good actor. Although I still feel like I could try. If someone gave me a chance, I feel like I'd be pretty good. I could just yell. I'd be really good at yelling. Let's find out who the cinematographer was on this. Roll down. Let's hit all cast and crew. Let's see. Adam Newport Berra. Here he is. Let's see what this guy's done, if I've seen anything. Oh, here we go. He did Last Black Man in San Francisco, a film that looks great. Exactly. He did some Euphoria. Good looking show, right? I was on Euphoria. Don't forget, I'm a big star. I was in the scene in front of the hotel, and I'm in one of the cops. I mean, it's really, talk about a big star. And he's done some other things like music videos. It definitely looks very music video-y, but I like that look. It's a strong looking film. Definitely not a terrible film. Excited to see what Kravitz does next. Proves she is very naturalized picture. 100%. That's the takeaway here. But I like the film. I mean, 92% is very, very high for me. Okay, get ready. We're gonna play a game, and then we're gonna do Lionsgate. Then we're going to do Strange Darling and other things such as Planet X. But here we go. This is a new game, everybody. This is called Guess the Test Screening. Okay, now here's how we play. I just got an email telling me that there's a screening of whatever this is. We're going to try to figure it out together. Coming up this Tuesday in Northridge, home of the famous earthquake in 1994. It's going to be this coming Tuesday, and we have to answer some questions. Let's see if we can answer some questions about this and figure out, do you agree to not discuss this screening? Well, I mean, I got news for you. I'm discussing the screening, so I'm going to have to lie here to continue, but I'm going to say, yes, I can keep a secret. Okay. What's your gender? I'm non-binary and my age is 29. Okay. The reason I have to do this is because if I say I'm a white dude who's not 29, they're not going to invite me. So I have to lie. So let's lie and keep going forward and see what we get here. By the way, I am non-binary. Do I identify as hell? Yes, I do. Which of the following best describes? I'm all of the above. Let's just click all of them. Let's click all of them, and then let's hit the next button. This should definitely get us in. My email address. Let's make something up. Let's go with help me out here. Blink twice. Hold on. Blink twice at gmail.com. If that's your email, I apologize for what you're getting. Oh, God, don't tell me I have to go answer it. Oh, God, Jim Jacobs. Why can't they just tell me what the movie is? I live in Northridge. And I don't know what the zip is. I know the zip here is, let's make it 92660. That's down in Orange County. My mobile phone, forget it. You don't need to know my phone number. All right, here we go. What? You have to know my phone number. Fine. 310. What is the old shit one? 555-5555. Okay, here we go. What? They didn't even let me in. Why did they didn't even let me in? That's garbage. Was it because I said I was too many things? That's not cool. I was hoping it was a neon movie. All right, I am having too much fun because I mean, why not just reply on everything? They didn't like that 555 number. I'm sorry, guys. It's a neon movie. I think it's either Monkey or the other one, Spirit, or whatever the other thing was from Soderbergh. It's one of those. It's either Monkey or Spirit. I don't know which one, but I was just they probably were watching the stream. Neon's watching the stream and they cut it off. They're like, don't let him in. Do not let him reveal any of this shit live. Because I already broke the law when I said, would I not talk about this? Okay, guys, we have to talk about Lionsgate. This story is insane. Did you guys see this shit about Lionsgate? First of all, Lionsgate has so many problems right now. Let's just put this aside for a second. Let's talk about greenlighting Borderlands at $120 million. And then that film opens at $8.6 million. I don't even know if it's hit 20 million yet domestic. I don't believe it does. It's lost them so much cash. Now, this weekend, you have The Crow comes in and that thing bombs at 4.5. We called it at 5. We were really close again. We're good. But Lionsgate, that's not enough for them. It's not enough to have two back-to-back nuclear level bombs. It's now you have to add in their fake quotes. You guys see this shit when they did the whole ad for the Coppola Megalopolis and they had all these fake quotes. Let me see if I can find a couple of these. Is the trailer even here? I think it's pulled, right? I can't even watch it. Did someone else put it on there? Okay, well, anyhow, a lot of the quotes they brought from the old days, from old Coppola films, and they said all these people made up all, worst film ever. What was the director thinking? Apparently, they were AI quotes. Let me see if I can even find. Give me a sec. I want to see if I can find if someone's put it on there. The Megalopolis, bad. I never even watched it. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't watch a lot of trailers. So let's see if we can find it. Let's see if anyone has posted it illegally. It's not going to be on YouTube. They definitely yanked it, so I'm going to have a hard time finding it. Okay. Well, anywho, they made up a bunch of quotes. And when they did that, then they ended up making themselves look silly when they could have just stolen my quotes. You go back and you look, okay? Remember my quotes from when I was telling you guys, like, Poor Things, Beau is Afraid. And what was another terrible one from us? I'm trying to think. Of course. Babylon. You could have used The Whale. Name it, okay? The fact that they didn't just steal my quotes. Let me find the tweet. I got it here somewhere. That I gave for those films. This would have been easy for Lionsgate. Why didn't they just come in and use mine? Look at these. These are tailor-made for their thing. Let's start with the first one. The first one is from Beau is Afraid, a career-killing film. This is better than the AI created for them, right? Ari Aster's Beau is Afraid is what happens when studios cede full creative freedom to directors with reckless disregard for audiences outside themselves. Joaquin's stellar performance goes to waste in this dumpster fire that A24 needs to answer for. This is all Lionsgate. If you would have just slid me some cash on a super chat here, it's good. Like, I'm good. I want you to use these quotes. These quotes are well thought out. This is not just, these are epic things. These are literally going to go down in the annals of history of film criticism, some of these things, such as an idiosyncratic torture device, calling Poor Things. This is great. This is better than AI. AI can't come up with that shit. Film Twitter sure as hell can. Not when it's out. They'll say it 2 years later. It was weird. Oh, what did I say right here? Full wattage weird. When it was out, not a year and a half later, losers. Get with the program. And then, of course, a tonal disaster, Babylon's worst film, Damien Chazelle, a brutally overlong, coked up mess. That's perfect. That's perfect for their, right? A brutally overlong, coked up mess for The Godfather. For any pick a film. Guys, it's here. Lionsgate. I tell you, if Lionsgate hired me, oh, you sent me the link. Let's watch it. Thank you. You're the best. You're the best. Let's hit it and let's watch it. Yes, everybody give Gone Girl some love. We got to sit through an ad here. Let me hit this. The ad's more interesting than the Film Threat live stream. And there's two ways to look at this, right? And emotion. No, the film's dead. I mean, it's only going to be. I'm burping. It's only going to be big with film Twitter, right? Who will initially say it's great because they're what they're supposed to say, and then later they'll say it's terrible because that's what they do, right? They don't have the balls to say the reality. But here's the thing. So Lionsgate said, let's just make up. It's a dumb, man, I don't know whose idea this was, but it's keeping with Lionsgate and all the mistakes they've made. Lionsgate remember, they just greenlit, as I mentioned, Borderlands and then also The Crow, okay? And now they're going to do an ad campaign with real critics and fake quotes from those critics. That's dumb. That is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of. And this is why I need to get inside these offices. Guys, I've got to get in to these meetings and I've got to stop this shit before it happens. I'm going to be the cooler, right? The guy, whoever. I'm going to be the consultant guy who comes in and says the reality, give me my check, I'm leaving, and I'm going to always point you in the right direction every time, right? Blink twice. We just did the MMT evaluation, make a better film. All these things are right here for you. Strange Draw, and we're going to talk about in a minute. JT Molnar, huge fan, but I have issues. We're going to talk about that here tonight. But the ability for people to walk into a room and to say what needs to be said is sorely lacking in society because we have people whining and bitching and, oh, you're being mean. Weber's too aggressive. Too bad. Too fucking bad. I will say what needs to be said. I'm not going to worry about whether you say it's aggressive. Okay, the point is we now as a society have gotten into trouble because now we don't say what we're supposed to say. We hold back. We worry about what others have to think. And then you end up in a situation, as I brought back to the beginning of the stream, where now things just occur and you don't say anything because you're afraid of being censored. You're afraid of being, put in time out. Okay, don't be afraid of those things because as soon as we lose the ability to say what we believe reality to be, we're fucked. Okay, and we already are. Listen, guys, if you were to ask me as a society, are we going to turn things around or are we going to go further off the deep end? The answer is definitely the latter of those. I mean, it's not even, there's no chance. It's a slow descent, okay, at this point. There's no returning. I don't care who wins the election coming up in the fall. It doesn't matter. We are going down and it's designed. Okay, I mentioned this years ago. I sent this tweet. I told you this feels like a controlled demolition. What's happening in society is by design. There's not a question. None. I'm 100% right. Everybody, if you're not paying attention, then that's on you. I'm fully aware that's what's happening. But remember, we just need people out there that are unafraid to say, what are you doing? Okay. And now going back to the studios, back into Lionsgate, someone needed to get to them in the Borderlands process and say, you're not casting Cate Blanchett. She's not right for the role. I don't care if she wants to do it. She's not right. Remember, just because you want to do something doesn't mean it's the right thing. Go back and look at the Safdie brothers. Go look at Uncut Gems. That film doesn't need to have the whole NBA angle. It's absolutely needs to be cut out. Weekend, cut out. Those things were added because they like the NBA. That doesn't mean you put it in your film. The film we're writing, I like beach volleyball. There's not a beach volleyball scene in my movie. Our movie. Do you see? You don't force things in because you have an interest in something. And let's just say that I have a friend who's a big actor says, I want to be in your movie. Well, I don't have a role for you. You're not right. And I think that's where people get mistaken too. So go back to that decision. No, you're not in this film. First of all, the film's not getting made, but it's not Cate Blanchett. I respect you. I want to use you in a film that you are worthy of being in. Not this. This is Borderlands. You do not want to be in this. I get the payday thing. You're not going to be in it. You're not in it. You're not right. You're not right. But you know what? Who in Hollywood will tell Kate Blanchett that? Nobody. Okay. That's the problem. If I were an agent, I would be so brutally honest with my clients. They'd be like, damn, man, I didn't really want to hear that. I'm like, well, too bad. Do you want to be lied to and then have your hopes up? Or do you want me to tell you the reality of the situation? So that's what we miss. We don't have people out there who say that because you got to be PC. You got to do it. No, you don't. I don't care. I'm not going to be PC. I'm not worried about that stuff. Obviously, watch the stream, clearly. But Hollywood has a problem with that. Because you go back to Weinstein, go back to that whole thing. No one's saying you're aggressive and rapey, okay? Let's just be straight up. I'm talking about being absolutely brutally honest. And that's a skill set that's missing in Hollywood for a lot of people. Mulchy, yeah, let me know. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be in IMAX, so we'll get a chance to see this really soon. Let's just go ahead and do this right now. Stop whining about shit, because this gets exactly what I was just talking about. When people whine about stuff and you listen to them, then we get more of that stuff, because people go, well, it's too much. And here's what I'm going to show you, right? Hold on. This is great. This is something I saw from earlier this week. Here we go. You guys ready? This is when you had, I didn't even know this was a thing, because of course I go to the gym. I don't worry about these things. I don't have to worry about measuring up to Hugh Jackman. I mean, I look reasonably in that realm. But for people that don't, here we go, right? Fans accuse Hugh Jackman and Henry Cavill of promoting unhealthy body standards because he's jacked, and so is Cavill. Anybody who's in great shape, okay? And yes, this is great. The fans in question, this guy. Here's the thing. Instead of whining, and I know we're just addressing this generic, whoever this person is. Instead of whining about someone being in shape, instead of feeling bad, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry your feelings are hurt. Why don't you use that as motivation? Because let me explain to you, those of you whining out there, how I operate. I, Monday through Sunday, am physically active because it's part of what I do. We started MMT Gets Fit, and we're going to continue. That's just barely starting. It's going to get bigger. But the point is you have to do the work. If this person, I know it's a hypothetical fantasy person here, but if this person did the gym as much as me, they might start to look like Hugh Jackman. I mean, yeah, he's got good genes. It helps. But you see, the problem is people whine about shit and complain, and we need to now just say, shut up. Okay. So when someone if you have a problem with this guy here, Joe Blow in the man cave, this person, probably a streamer, I don't even know who it is. Just instead of whining, instead of saying, oh, the world's against me, go out and do something. Okay. I don't want to hear all this stuff about, oh, whine. No. Get out and do something. Yeah, well, exactly. Slacker. That's the thing. But we don't listen to them. Right? It's like the little child throwing the tantrum. We're not going to listen to you. And that's the key. You don't listen to these people. And let's go right into the physique critique. We talked about Bill Skarsgård and how he got absolutely ripped for this film. Let's go and look one more time. We did this on Thursday. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you. I found the article about how he did it. I can tell you, but I'm going to see how he did it. Here he is. This is him with the absolutely shredded abs, and he's got great traps. But here, look, I found this article about what you need to do. First of all, you've got to be disciplined, man. You do not get abs like that from going out and eating Five Guys a triple cheeseburger and a giant bag of fries every day. It's never going to happen. When you go here and you look at this, look, this is from Variety. This is Bill Skarsgård ate steak tartare, raw eggs, and no sugar to train for The Crow. He's a machine of destruction. When you clean your diet up and you're consistent about it and you make some difficult choices and sacrifices, then you get to look like Bill Skarsgård ripped in The Crow. It's right. It's you put in and you get out. That's the one thing about the gym that people don't understand. In life, there's so many things. Look at the stream. No further than this. This stream's 1,000 times better than Film Threat. 1,000, not 500, 1,000. But we don't have nearly the views. I can't control that, right? I can't control that. That's not on me. But if I go to the gym and I do my thing and I Take my supplements, by the way, which include whey protein, glutamine, and branched chain amino acids. That's it. Okay, creatine. These are the only things. And then, of course, eat a sensible diet. You will start to get in shape. But most people won't do that. But guess what? If you put it in, you get it out. How many things in life do you get that? How many things in life that if you do the work, you get the reward? It doesn't work like that. We're writing a great script. I hope it gets made. I think it deserves to get made because it really is good. But we're not done. We're getting close. But if it doesn't get made, I can't control it. That's out of my hands. That's up for someone else to see and go, hey, this is good. Okay? And as such, I look forward to that, having that conversation. And I look forward to brutal honesty from people. Like, some of the people that we talk about here on the stream, they'll probably get a copy, and I hope they have a look at it. But if they want to say, hey, this is bad, who's the guy who does that all the time? Simone, 100%. You are what you eat. And that's exactly the thing. Make better choices, right? It doesn't mean don't have pizza or don't have a double cheeseburger. It just means if you're consistent about it, then you will be further along in the long run. Okay, it is time for the MMT evaluation of Strange Darling. It's a film that I saw last Monday at the premiere. I want to thank JT Molnar for inviting me personally to that premiere. Had a chance to talk to the producer that night, Roy Lee, in addition to JT as he's leaving the premiere. Awesome to meet these people in person and to know that they watched the stream. Wow, that's cool, right? That's a win for me. I don't care about the views. I don't care. The fact that somebody said, I watched the stream, I like it, that's cool. You're aggressive, but it's what you are. That's cool. It is time for the MMT evaluation of Strange Darling. Here is a taste of the film. All right, let's pause there. Stephen King weighing in. And you know what's funny about Stephen King? I do believe that he does believe some of the things he says. And in this case, I believe he said sometimes he talks about movies, you're like, nah, come on, man, really? But in this case, this film has a ton going for it. Let me tell you the number one thing that I like about this film. The sound, the trailer's amazing. The trailer's really good. And also, we're going to talk about something. I want you to look right here. Look right now at the... Okay. Oh, I didn't have the sound up. I'm sorry. My bad. If I had it muted, that's weird. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Good. Okay. I hear someone's unmuted. Okay. Here's what I got for you. Do you see this font? Remember that, because I'm going to come back to it in a moment. I'm going to tell you the number one reason that I like this film. Anytime that a film is going to go non-linear with the storytelling and demand that me, the viewer, has to be able to piece together the film, trust me to have the intelligence to do so, then I am going to be in. So many films are spoon-fed to you. They tell you, they lay it out exactly how it's going to go. You know, this film, and here's why I'm not really discussing much about what the film's about. You got a taste of it. You can see it's a serial killer film, cat and mouse. Here's the thing. Everything you expect is flipped without saying anything. That's also the reason the film works. You have a screenplay that you don't expect what happens that actually happens. And that is always going to be a win. Very rare that you have that when you watch a film. I mean, especially when you've seen as many films as we have, you just go, I know where this is going. And then you go, okay. And then you're like, that was cool. And that's what this film offers. I think the other thing that JT does here is he brings in some bold directorial choices. There's a lot of things here in this film, such as telling it in chapters, such as going back to wrote this thing, the nonlinear storytelling. These are bold choices, okay? These are not choices that a lot of directors would have the confidence to pull off. He does, And because of that confidence, the execution is there. Now, there are some things that I'm going to bring up that I have issues with the film. But one more thing I'm going to give positive here, in addition to the things I've already detailed, Willa Fitzgerald is worthy of a Best Actress nomination. And that's not because they invited me to the premiere. Okay, guys? They could have invited me to the premiere and let me have as much sushi as I wanted. By the way, can I just say, listen, I have to disclose everything when I talk about these films and review them. They had an open sushi bar. It was amazing. I mean, anytime you're going to give me sashimi and rolls and I can just pile it up on my plate, I'm good, okay? Would I have given it a good review? I mean, no, I wouldn't have because of the sushi. But I'm just saying it was awesome. Willa Fitzgerald deserves a Best Actress nomination. I have seen every performance this year that matters, and this is easily in the top 3. I haven't even made a list, but there's no one that I can say is better right now. So that makes her right at the top as we roll into award season here. We're in late August. So this is a time that you're going to be looking at a Willa Fitzgerald going forward. She deserves to be there. If we have these critics groups and or the Academy, we know the Academy can't go there. The Academy will be like, Strange Darling. It's a movie that opened at 1.1 million, made a little less than $1,000 per screen this weekend. That's not, oh, hello. I mean, Tar wasn't exactly a big box office hit, but then again, it won 0 Oscars. But it's not why you say a film deserves awards because of box office. Those are two separate things. Listen, Borderlands could have been the biggest bomb ever, one of them, and still, if it were an awards film, it's great. I don't care about the box office. Those two things don't matter. But the Academy does think that way. So do a lot of voters. It is what it is. Okay, here are my issues with the film, and this is going to be interesting. I want to talk to JT about this, and I know JT watches the stream. So if JT, you're watching, hit me in the DMs. Let's get a beer, by the way. When you're back in town and you're hanging out, I want to hang, because I want to talk about, this is one of my problems. This film is too polished looking, okay? And when it's shot on 35 millimeter, which is awesome, right? Anytime, and JT Molnar, from, discussing things with him on Twitter for years now, I know that you're talking about a director who fully believes in theatrical and believes in film, okay? Kodak film, shooting on film. This film opens with shot on 35 millimeter. Okay. So it tells you that this man is all in on that, which of course we love. MMT will 100% back that all day. The problem is that this film looks really clean. And I think that in a way, for me, whenever I watch a film, I like a more rough looking film. I go back and I look at a film like Hustlers. And go back and watch Hustlers. If you haven't seen that film, I want you to pay attention to the cinematography. Because when I watched that film, I was really impressed with the look of that film. And I love how that film starts. That oneer that's very much like Place Beyond the Pines, because it was mirrored off of that, patterned off that. When you look at that film, Hustlers, I remember talking to the cinematographer that night. By the way, Giovanni Ribisi is the cinematographer. First time he's ever done a film. He's done other stuff, but first time a film. But when I talked to the cinematographer of Hustlers, I remember talking to him that night, and I didn't even know. Listen, I'm not a cinematographer. I don't know the ins and outs. I just know the look. I don't know how you create some of this. He told me, the cinematographer for Hustlers, who I don't know what else he's done since, is a cool dude. I love talking to tech stuff. So he's like, you know how we got that look? Because I go, how did you get the look of the film? I go, you shot on film? Because no, we didn't shoot on film. He said that they actually grimed up the lenses. They literally etched them. He did something to them. I'd have to have him on to have him explain it. He literally fucked them up so that it has a rough look to it. Now, and I know Giovanni is new to this, right, for film. I think that when you talk, and JT will probably have this conversation, when you're new to something, you might not have all the tricks of the trade, okay? And I think the more you're in a space, the more you do something, like look at the stream. Go back and watch the stream from when we first started. Watch now, night and day, okay? I'm not saying they were terrible before, but they're not the same. You get better, you get more comfortable, and you get more confident, and you pull out more tricks. I think that Giovanni, as he progresses, is going to learn some of those tricks, some of those things that make the film look a little dirtier, okay? And I know that JT, maybe this was, because you might be saying right now, if JT's watching this, if a director's watching this, saying that was the aim. fine. And this is a preference, right? This is me, a stylistic choice for me. I want my film to look like Good Time, right? I want my film to look like Hustlers. I want my film to, and Blink Twice is really clean looking, but it's got some, for whatever they did, I don't know how it's shot. I'm not a cinematographer, but whatever Blink Twice was doing, I don't think it's shot on film. The angles, the look, it's so crisp. It's really innovative, some of the shots. And I think that, again, Giovanni over time will learn that. I also, going to that quickly, and a note, JT's like, I didn't think Weber's going to go this detailed. I'm sorry, I have to do it because now I've had some time and I've thought about it. And I'm just telling you, I also am not a huge fan of the overhead shots. There's a lot of overhead shots in this film, and I'm not saying I wouldn't do them. I just don't. I think for me, this is just a preference. So for me, the preference is I want to see a more wide angle kind of look, right? I want to see not a fisheye. I don't want to sit through 1,000 fisheye shots like Poor Things, right? Remember, he makes the favorite. He's like, oh, let's just put it all fisheye. Okay. So I think that it's all preference. But if you were to ask me, like, cinematography that blew me away, Gretel and Hansel, just recently, cinematography that looks really good. Okay, here's another one. JT, this is perfect. Place Beyond the Pines. Place Beyond the Pines, cinematography, the look of that film is exactly, I think if you would have put that look on this film, I would have been really, I know this is like preference. I get it, but I like having these conversations. So I think go watch Place Beyond the Pines. If anyone hasn't seen that film, watch it. Watch Hustlers. They have a similar look. Why? Because again, when I talked to Lorraine Scarafia, who directed Hustlers, I didn't think I said her last name right. She told me, and she got angry when I said this, but I said it. I got it. When you watch Hustlers, the opening scene, the oneer, I said, that reminds me a lot of Place Beyond the Pines. She goes, how did you know? I'm like, what do you mean? It's right there. She goes, that's exactly what I modeled it after. So I know what I'm talking about. I see these things. So I think that's what I'm looking for. But again, that might not be what you're looking for. Here's what I'm also going to mention, and this is very specific, but again, first of all, JT Mulder is going to be a big director. I'm 100% certain of that. He's adapting a King book. I think he's just writing it, not directing it. Whatever JT does next, I'm in on. I want to see. But I'm just mentioning these things because I know when I have a conversation with JT, he said, hey, listen, give me it. Unload. Okay, so here we go. This is another one that big time, and I mentioned this to someone else. I'm not going to say who. I mentioned this to someone else at the premiere, and they looked at me and go, I thought the same thing. And I said, really? No. I said, don't fuck with me. He goes, no, I mean it. Throughout the film, it's the wrong font. When I watch the film, there's chapters, right? And they pop up, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And here's the thing. Why did I leave the font up? Let me show you guys. Do you see the font right there? Do you see the trailer and poster font are amazing? I am a details guy. Okay, I am an aesthetic guy. Look, one of the reasons I like Blink Twice is aesthetically it's fire. Okay, I admit this. So if I'm raving about a film, there's a very good chance that stylistically it's where I want to be. Okay, this font is good. It's really good. It's clean. It's got kind of a modern look to it. The font that they use in it almost looks like typewriter font. I don't know. JT will have this conversation. I don't love the font. I wish that the font with the chapters and what's happening were this font. I know that's so specific. I'm fully aware. I know that this, and by the way, I'm doing this because JT said do it. I'm doing it. And if you change the font of everything in this film to this font, then that's it. These are little things, but still, and listen, at this point, I want to, because here's what I want to do. Yeah, ultimately, I'm going to get paid to get brought into a room to show a film, and I'll go, this is what we need to do. Bang, 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 bang. And they'll be like, damn, this guy's good. He's like the film whisperer, because I believe that I have a very unique talent for what I'm doing. Sure, a lot of people think they do. Zach Pope will tell you he does. He doesn't, but he'll tell you that. I do. And that's why people watch the stream from the industry, because they're not getting this from anywhere else. Nowhere else. Okay. The studio heads are like, what's this guy talking about? The wrong font. That's what we do. And these are little things. It doesn't ruin the film. These things do not ruin the film by any means. Okay. But these are little details that I like to bring to the attention because ultimately, when I get shown a film, I want to be able to pop it a little higher by making some choices stylistically, whatever that may be. I mean, I go back to A Smile. I love the title card of Smile. I mean, I know this is important stuff. It's not, but it is. That title card, when it comes in and it goes, whoa, wow, whoa, wow, I'm like, this is awesome. Parker Finn, dude, this is cool. And I think that Strange Darling would have benefited from some of that weird shit going on with more of, like I said, almost like a Smile. Not really, but in that realm. MMT score is still very high. It's a B+, 88%. And again, listen, I want to watch films that challenge me. Strange Darling, Blink Twice, Skincare, another very good film. These are all small films. This year has been really solid with smaller films that you're not even going to go watch. You're not going to go see Skincare. Some of you probably saw Strange Darling, and some of you maybe saw Blink Twice, but you haven't seen Asphalt City. Talk about stylistically amazing. Yeah, I can ask JT if he wants to go on. He might come on, he might not. You got to remember something that film Twitter gets all slacker. Film Twitter gets all bent out of shape. Weber's the worst person ever for whatever, because he's too aggressive, because he's too opinionated, because he hammers all the film Twitter dweebs. So what? So what? So what? Okay, Hollywood. I am aggressive. I am definitely confident. I am opinionated. You need that. You need that. Do not run from that. Go to film Twitter. Go to film Twitter that'll rave about everything. That's your deal. I don't want to deal with that shit. I'm going to deal with realities. I'm going to deal with saying truths. I'm going to deal with what I believe will make something better. So what we do in the evaluation, it's not just about the film's trash. I walked out. How would I make it better? In a film like Poor Things, I can't fix it. There's no way to fix that film from a screen. The screenplay's fucked. What I'm doing here with Strange Darling is I'm trying to twist knobs and bring this thing up just a little. And it's not like it's low. I want to make sure that's clear. I'm saying I'm trying to, whenever I watch something, how could we just tighten, make this not, the runtime's great on this. It's short. This is Skincare, this, and Blink Twice are all like 135. Hello, welcome back to reality in runtimes that don't paint, literally blister your ass. What about the look of Judas and the Black Messiah? Yeah, I like the look of that film, Gone Girl. Judas and the Black Messiah was a very strong film. It's a shame it didn't do better in the awards landscape that year. They brought it out really late, Warner Brothers. Listen, I am a cinematography nerd, okay? I mean, when I watch a film, I can tell you listen, I remember that conversation I had with the Hustlers cinematographer, and he was just like, first of all, who are you? Second of all, why are you asking these questions? And third of all, holy shit, this guy gets it. And I think that's what we're trying. That's what we bring to space. Zach Pope doesn't get this shit. Gore doesn't get this shit. Okay, no, watch his stream. He doesn't get. You think he's talking about this shit? He's talking about broad bullshit things. It's too woke. It's me too. I was disgusted. That's not good, Gore. Not a surprise. I mean, literally, the king of indie film has fallen so far. It's like literally, it's bad. It's bad. Like I said, I have people that know him, and they go, "Dude, it's kind of embarrassing." I go, it is because listen, I'm the guy. I'm the indie guy, not you. Not anymore. No, those days are past. You gave it up. You gave it up to be the anti-woke guy, to make money. I don't give a fuck about making money. I don't give a shit. Do you think I do this to make money? No. If I did, I wouldn't show you trailers. If I did, I wouldn't play a song to open the thing. If I did, I wouldn't show you anything. I wouldn't show a test screening thing. These are all things that are like totally wild, but I don't care. I'm trying to make a cool stream and be as brutally honest as possible. I don't care about the monetization. It doesn't matter. Whereas Stranger only thinks it's more clever than it really is. Blink Twice knows how clever it really is. Party scenes reminded me of La Dolce Vita. The party scenes, that extended shot in Blink Twice is so good. It's a oneer, and it starts on, I want to say, the lead, and it goes on to all of them. And it's got a, man, I'm telling you, the look of Blink Twice is just so good. It's so clean. I love the look of that film, but it's a different look than A Place Beyond the Pines, which is like, again, that rougher, the Hustlers, that rough kind of film look to it. So I like that. I always am going to be in on a good time. You can tell it's film. I'm going to be in on anything that looks like that. And that's why I said, like I said, going back to Strange Darling, when I watched it, I go, this is shot on 35 millimeter. It doesn't look like it. It looks too clean. 35 millimeter to me should look a little messy. Nice. Yeah, you did. Yeah, listen. I think I figured it out pretty early on, but once they actually revealed it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm with it. But I think that some of the audience doesn't figure it out that fast, and I think for them it came later. The realization came later. I think you realize pretty quickly. I think the scene that this film really is the best part of this film is where they're having that conversation about what they want to do to themselves, each other in the room, because that's a great. And this gets back to JT Mulder, and let's talk about that quickly. The bold choices when you talk about the nonlinear storytelling, you have to be very confident that what you're doing allows you to have the moviegoer understand what's happening, because you're jumping around time wise. He starts in chapter 5, I believe it's chapter 5, then he goes to chapter 1 or 2, then it goes to 3, then to 1. So it's jumping around on this night, right, of the serial killer. And you have to have the confidence to pull it off. I was never lost. I understood what was going on. It takes a second, like anything, right? Anything that's told non-linearly, it's a fun word to say, is going to take you a little bit of time to adjust to. But once you do, you're in. Now, if you're not willing to go there, if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not going to enjoy the film, because you're going to be like, I want this thing spoon-fed to me. Here we go. Open up wide. Here comes the airplane. I don't want to do that. I have no interest. I want to watch cool things. Random comment. This weekend is 1 year anniversary of Bottoms. Oh, God. Why? Gone Girl, if you weren't producing this and kicking ass, I would tell you to go F yourself for bringing that film back up in my mind when that guy kicks the girl in the face. It's terrible. Tonight's Columbus Crew, they are the league's champ. They beat LAFC. Tonight, my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. I always will come back to this. I've got like 4 Crew jerseys. So tonight, they are the league's champion. That's why we wore tonight our football kit of the evening. Do you like 35 millimeter projection? Jake, great question. Last time I saw a 35 millimeter projection, I saw a 70 millimeter projection. Can I just talk about that? Oh, when I saw, what the hell did I see in some 70 millimeter? Down in Beverly Hills. Oh, hello, Interstellar, dude. It is wild because you get that the light, the surge of the light, right? Because you're watching literally a 70 millimeter print. I like anything that brings me back to the aesthetic of when I grew up, which is exactly that, going back to when films were film, which is interesting because as you asked that question, I'm talking about a Blink Twice here tonight that is not like that, right? Is very much slick, but it's slick in the way it's framed, the way it's art. It's very artistic. Every shot in that film looks spectacular. And not because of the film aspect, but because of the framing, because of just the aesthetic of the film. Sometimes you can't explain it until you see it. But I think if I show you that trailer, you watch it, you can see it, right? I remember one of the reasons I watched Asphalt City. I was like, who wants to watch Asphalt City? That's a terrible title. But I watched the trailer. Let's watch that one more time, just real quickly. At this point, I've already been hammered for I want to watch the Asphalt City trailer because I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. When you talk about an aesthetic that I love, it is the Asphalt City aesthetic. And this is for you, my Sully. It's time to do it. It's time to do Asphalt City trailer time, everybody. Oh, why it's not sharing? Hold on 1 second.
Oh, she just
I got
gave
it.
birth.
There we
Took
go.
some heroin for the pain.
Sorry.
How's the baby?
I'm going to pause there. I want to play a little bit more. I didn't have the sound up. It's up now, I think. Here's the thing. So when you watch this trailer, I want you to pay attention. I love the color of this film, right? The color palette is just perfect. It captures gritty-ass New York City. He's got that camera all up in there. I don't know how he shot this thing. I don't know if it's on film. It looks like it's on film, but I'm just telling you, if I want to watch a film and how it looks and moves, I want to watch Asphalt City all day. I know that's why we are the Riddler's channel from the Batman. I get it. You're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? This is where I want to be from a stylistic standpoint. Asphalt City, one of the best films of this year.
I know what you're thinking. Is it worth it? It's the job. I did what I thought was right.
You ain't got what it takes for this life here.
You start doing this because you want to help people.
He's got a ton of lens flares going on. It's a wide I don't know what he shot. Listen, guys, there's cinematographers watching. You can do this better than me as far as what the actual equipment is. But I'm just here to tell you that this is exactly what I want to see. The look of this film is 100% fire for me. I want to show you guys real quickly. Also, let's watch the trailer because at this point we've already watched so many trailers, so who gives a shit? Again, remember, I'm not monetized. Once I do this, all bets are off. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Okay, here we go. Let's watch the Place Beyond the Pines trailer, and you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see the exact same look of this that we just watched for Asphalt City. So here it is. Let's watch a little bit of that.
What did you do?
By the way, this is our must-see tonight. I think I've done it before where I have done the must-see being Place Beyond the Pines. It is 100%. Listen, the first 45 minutes of this film are perfect. But I love the look and the feel of this film. Let's watch a second of this. It's R. So kids, hit the road. Yeah, it does remind me of Bringing Out the Dead. A lot of people said that, Coach. 100%. Here it comes. Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Luke and the Heartthrob.
Romina here? Who's that guy?
It's yours.
Look,
Not gonna tell me.
it's the same color palette, right? I'm guessing it's shot on film. But look, see what I mean? Muted colors, okay? But look at just the way it's shot. This is Derek C. in front.
My son and I should be around him. I wasn't around my dad. Look the way I turned out.
How are you going to take care of us?
I can't think of another line of work that I'd rather be in.
You're so smart. You can do anything you want. Just don't understand why you're doing this.
I'm a cop.
Right? It looks identical to Asphalt City. I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see this look in a film. And whatever you have to do this, and by the way, what are both these films? Grounded. I want to watch a grounded film that looks just like this. I want the color palette. I want the shot on film. I want the cinematography. I want every film to look like this. Well, at that point, then I wouldn't appreciate it. But this is my look. This is my look. And I know JT is totally going for a different look. So there you go, right? My aesthetic is not necessarily everyone's aesthetic. Oh, Mendelsohn's great. This film has Ben Mendelsohn, Bradley Cooper, Ryan Gosling, Eva Mendes. This is where Eva and Ryan met. And that opening scene, right? Go back to that opening scene, which is him going into the right here. This oneer is unbelievable. If you haven't, fuck that. Let's just watch it. It's got to be here. Let's just, I don't have time. Let's just watch. At this point, I'm going to watch whatever I want because I've already blown out the thing. So at this point, let's just watch the opening scene. Some of it, hold tight. Here we go, everybody. We're going to watch the opening scene. It's a oneer. This is a oneer. And if you've never seen this scene, it's a fantastic. By the way, I talked to Cian France when this film came out. I asked him how many takes. I believe he said 50. I believe the number was. By the way, so this is still all one shot. I want you to pay attention. It took me. I've seen this film so many times. There's a moment where Gosling dips out, and the other guy who actually knows how to ride a motorcycle dips in. I see if I can exactly nail it. Give it a second. Watch for it because it's going to be fast and it's going to be hard to notice because it's all a oneer. But he is not in the actual sphere of death. It's somebody else on a motorcycle. So watch for it. It's pretty. So quickly. Yeah, he's in good shape. I want to show you one thing. Whenever I watched this movie, I was laughing my ass off because watch. Let me see if I can find it. Because remember, this is all one take. Okay, here, hold on. It's hard to see. There's one kid that's looking directly in the camera. Give me a second. Right here, this kid. Look on the left. That kid on the left is looking in the camera. And Cian was like, you son of a bitch. I said, don't look in the camera. Do you see him? And he's like, this is our best take. We have to just go with this. Ray Liotta's in this. As I said, if you're talking about the acting tree of a film, right? You talk about a film, you go back to all the people in it and where they went after this. Place Beyond the Pines. Dude, if you guys have not watched this film, you got to. But that's an awesome first scene. But look, this kid's looking right at the camera. It's like Derek's probably like, fuck, we shot this thing 50 times. I can't shoot it again. The kid's just going to look at the camera. Look, there he is. He's still looking right in the camera. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be looking at him. Why are you looking in the camera? I was going to watch Blink Twice on Friday, backed out hearing bad reviews. No. You go see it. You go see that film, coach. You go see it. You don't listen to the other people. The other people are done. The MMT is the gold standard, right? You guys know that. All right, another 2 minutes and we're out of here. It's the gold standard. There's nobody else who even comes close to MMT. When we give the actual bang, we give our stamp of approval, that's it. You don't need anything else. The gold standard is MMT. I had the thing here somewhere. I think here it is. There it is. MMT. Real quickly, back to the super chat. Gone Girl, give it to me, and then we'll get ready to roll out here. Favorite movie trailers, mine. Mission Impossible 3, Die Hard 3, Alien. What's BPTP? I swear to God, I'm so burned at this point. But listen, a good trailer is not an easy thing to do. I think the Joker 2, the Joker second trailer is so good. The first one's great, the teaser, the original Joker and the Joker. Oh my God, those trailers are so strong. Those are works of art, right? Both of them, teaser and the full for Joker, the first one. The second one's good, but it is the first time we saw Joker. But that tells the story. You've got used to the song, get the perfect music usage. It's really good. That's a great question, Steve. I mean, hell, we might as well watch trailers from now on because at this point, I'm already demonetized, so who cares? But again, we don't care. We'll just do MMT trailer reacts. We'll show scenes. We'll do whatever we want because we don't have to abide by the rules when you're not going to worry about getting monetized. Gore's worried about, well, they might take away my money. Well, then that's why you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, aren't you? We're doing it to talk about movies and things that matter. One last thing before I get out of here, I want to show you this. I promise this is it, Gone Girl. At this point, I'm done. Let's go look at this is what you're not getting from anyone else. Get ready, everybody. It's time for MMT Gets Freaky. Get ready. I'm going to show you guys something. It's live. I'm doing it live. I'm going to show you something this is FAA weather cam. This is in Larsen Bay. This is in Alaska. It's a very clear day there. That's good for us and bad for people trying to hide Planet X. Okay. I want you to look. Oh man, is it easier to get this bigger? I don't know if it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. Watch. Now, I need you to pay attention to something here. I'm going to circle it on the screen. I need you to watch. Look right here where I'm circling. Look where I'm circling. Okay, a little bit right of where it says this image is 5 hours old. Do you see where I'm circling? Does everybody see I'm circling? I want you to watch that space as I hit the time forward. I believe it's 10 minutes later. Watch. Stop. Do you or do you not see what I'm talking about up in the corner? I'm circling it. Do you see this thing that's rotating and moving across the sky? Yes or no? Come in quickly before we get out of here. Do you or do you not see this? Let me hit another frame. Frame. Stop. Frame, stop, frame, stop, frame. Wait, yes, there you can really see. Do you or do you not see what I'm talking about? Yes or no? Coming quickly. Let's see. I think I got one more view. Okay, watch. There it is. Do you see the light on that? No, miss. Do you see the light on that thing? Yes or no? Do you or do you can see it looks like a fucking giant moon. That shit's literally, I think that might be. What the hell's the first planet? Well, like Mercury. It might be. We might be at Mercury. Might be here. But look, there it is. Now, here's what I want to show you guys. Watch. This is now. This was taken at 1639. So what is that? 439. Right? 439 today. There it is. Let me go back one. There it is. Watch. I'm moving. It's moving across. There it is. There. Watch. Back. There it is. There it is. Now watch. Watch what happens when I go ahead one. Do you see it starts to disappear? Yes, or do you see it? Do you see it getting eclipsed? Watch. It's full. It's there. Here it's full. Then we see a little bit of a shadow coming across the bottom. Do you see it? And now what do you see? You see literally like a moon. It's like, I feel like we live on some other planet. I don't even know what this shit is. But guys, and then watch. Bang. Gone. It's not there. But look. It's there right there. It's right there. I don't know what to tell you guys. But Edward, thank you for playing along. That's all I ask. I'm not saying I know what these things are. I'm just telling you, look, that is totally a shadow on that object. Look. 1, 2. There it is. Shadow, gone. It's right there. Today, live. We're doing it live. Any other super chats, anything else? Otherwise, we're out of here. That was fun. Hour and 20 minutes. We blew up so many embargoes and so many things. Nomis, I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's there. And I know what I love is I would love film Twitter to go, oh, Weber's talking about a planet. You tell me what it is. Go ahead. Tell me why it's rotating around in the sky and why all of a sudden it's got a shadow covering it. You want to explain that to me? Go ahead. Go for it. Debunk me. Come after me. You can. Thank you, Kuzma. We'll wrap with that. MMT gets freaky. It's all of these things. We are literally creating... It's always going to be, the Riddler's channel from the Batman, but it is what it is. It is a universe of some sort. I don't know where we live, but we live in some kind of weird universe. All right, guys, as always, pleasure. Thanks for being here live from the City of Angels. MMT is out. We're back here probably Thursday with something. We're dead zone, guys. We're dead. We are in real trouble until Joker 2. I mean, even Beetlejuice. Do I have to watch Beetlejuice? I'm not excited for that. I'll watch it. Not excited for it. But I wasn't excited for Blink Twice, and I say you go see it. Strange Darling, Blink Twice, Skincare, go. Those are your films. Asphalt City, Place Beyond the Pines. You're good to go. Plenty of viewing material that I just suggested you watch. Next time I'll see you here Thursday, live from City of Angels. Peace out. Live from LA. MMT is off.